Let me.
Okay, so I'm gonna put call to order. We have quorum at 6:37 PM.
Okay, thanks a lot. Adoption of minutes,
So moved.
April.
I second.
So, adoption of the agenda.
Okay.
Can you move?
I moved. April
Yeah, I
second.
seconded.
Oh.
April second.
Yeah.
Yes,
I
that was
second.
easy breezy.
Yeah.
Okay. Jane did it for agenda two, is correct?
Mhm.
In April.
Second.
All right, Mr. Roden, you're on, you're up.
Set.
Okay, great.
Okay.
All right, thanks for having me today. So my name is Alberto Roldan. I'm an assistant director of government and community relations for MTA, New York City Transit. I cover this west side of Manhattan. This community board is one of my busiest boards, and I appreciate all of you guys always having me here to discuss what we're up to at the agency to make your lives better and make transit more accessible. So I'm going to share my screen here with the PowerPoint to go over the upcoming elevator replacement for 125th Street for the ABCD station. 1 second here. Can folks see my screen?
No.
Yeah.
Not yet.
All right. Not yet?
Nope.
Nope.
All right, I need to retry. Okay.
Okay.
We see it now.
Okay. Great. So again, I'm going to go over the elevator replacement slated for 125th Street, ABCD station. As you know, it's a very busy station here in the heart of Harlem. So this elevator replacement is part of a larger package of 8 stations throughout Manhattan and that are slated for replacement. We're expecting to start this work at the end of November, on or around November 27th of this month, and completion is slated for the second quarter of 2024.
What month?
He said November 27th it should begin,
Right.
and you said it will be.
Second quarter of 24.
Correct.
November 24th for this year.
Correct. This year.
And when does it end?
Second quarter of 2024.
Okay.
March and June.
So just some highlights. This here on the screen here, you see a map of where the station is and where the elevator is. Just some background for folks. I mean, this is common knowledge for folks in the community. 8th Avenue line, Express Station, very busy. So the scope here, the elevators on 125th and St. Nicholas, it will be temporarily removed, like I said previously, on or about November 27th of this year. And it will be restored second quarter of 2024. Here's a picture of the current elevator and its current situation, its current circumstances. As part of this replacement, we will also replace the staircase on the south side of 125th Street in St. Nicholas. So adjacent to that, we will be doing staircase work. But the staircase on the north side of 125th will remain open. So the south side will be closed, but the north side stays open. So for those who need accessibility, right? Because we're taking the elevator out of service. 2 things. Access to the mezzanine level will remain, right? So what that means is the surface level elevators replaced, but the elevators within the station will remain in service. So those are not being taken out of service, only the street level at this time. This here on the screen, we have several alternatives. This is also, we're going to have in a station for folks who need to know, how can I get my next accessible station via the bus or the next train station? So we're being very vocal with that early on in the process. And we'll also have that at stations and also have that available online. So you know, we do understand that this will be an inconvenience for folks. But it'll give you more reliable elevator, more accessible, and then more efficient work that we're trying to accomplish here for the community.
Mr. Roldan, just so that I'm clear,
Mhm.
so you said that the only elevators affected by this renovation, or I should say replacement, right,
Mhm.
replacement project, are the elevators that go up to the street level.
Correct, right. So the
Okay.
ones right, so the ones within the station, those will be replaced at a later stage in the project.
Okay, and the elevators that currently go up to the street level, you said that there's currently two of them, one on the north side, one on the south side.
No,
And-
that's the
No, it's
staircase.
only one that way.
Oh, okay, there's
There's
only one,
one elevator, but there's two staircases.
understood,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
So you said that the south side will be closed then,
Correct.
The north side will be open, the south side will be closed.
Okay.
Yeah.
okay, understood, thank you.
No problems. And feel free to jump in if I'm going too fast or need clarification. Happy to help.
Oh, yeah, before you move on to the next slide, Alberto, this is April, have you all considered, shuttles at all or anything, or that's not in this?
As of right now, that hasn't been discussed, but I can definitely take that suggestion back to the team and see if that's feasible right now and how we can best serve.
And the reason why is because they're not shutting down the train.
Yeah.
If they shut down the train, then they would use the shuttle bus, yeah. Okay, go ahead, Alberto.
Right, and we are offering alternatives. So I mean, like I said, they may be inconvenience for folks temporarily, but we do have the alternatives to get to those stations. So street level impacts. What happens on the street here? As you know, our sites require large space for equipment, staging, safety for pedestrians and vehicles as well. We're expecting a 90-foot staging area on the southwest side of 125th and St. Nicholas, and that's near the elevator extending west. So we will take part of the parking lane and part of the sidewalk. But we will maintain a 5-foot clearance on the sidewalk for folks with wheelchairs and other carriages, etc., to have access to the sidewalk as well. So the sidewalk will remain open, but we are taking a parking lane and part of the sidewalk for our staging area for our equipment and work area.
Alberto,
Yes.
so where you're taking the parking spaces, all right, the elevator is in front of Chase, okay?
Yep.
So you're taking the parking spaces in back of the station? In other words, you're going backwards, not forward, because there's no place to go.
Right,
You
we're
turn
west.
the corner. Right, so if you turn the corner, that's where you're taking the parking space.
On the avenue.
But that's a bus stop, that's a number 3 bus stop.
The bus lane is offset. It's next to it. It's not in it.
No, what I'm saying, you're taking a parking space on St. Nicholas and 125th, correct?
It's at the corner, right? It's extending west, so it's going away from the station.
Okay, gotcha. Because I know there's a number 3 bus stop around the corner here.
Right,
Okay.
right. Good, fair point. This project specifically, right? This project specifically doesn't foresee us moving any bus stops for the staging area.
You already moved it there, gonna stop on the other side.
So
right.
this here is an example of what to expect once the work begins. So there'll be barricades for folks saying, hey, this is out of service. And we also have the blue plywood there to pretty much what you will see as our works area. So customers won't have access to this area. The general public will not have access to it. But this is what to expect from within the station and then what to see above the station. So just a general idea of what this will look like. But again, I do want to flag, like I said before, we will have signage above the station, within the station, at the job site. So there'll be multiple signs letting folks know what job this is, what's happening, why is it happening, along with the timeline as well. And also wayfinding to navigate, hey, what's my next accessible station? How do I get there? So we're gonna have all that spelled out for folks so we can make this as seamless as possible. And the next steps, just flagging that once this replacement happens at the street level elevator, we will move forward soon to replace the mezzanine to platform elevators. So those will be restored as well. So, but again, though that project will not begin until the street levels elevators return to service. So that's just more look ahead in terms of what else is happening in the station in terms of elevator replacements. And there's my contact information. As always, you have my information. Feel free to reach out. So I'll open up the floor to any questions.
Yeah, Mr. Roldan, it's Solomon. I was just wondering what has been done in terms of notifying the commuters that utilize that station and might have the need to use the elevator on the street level. Like have you posted any signage,
Comes from.
any alternative options that they have prior to the start of the replacement project?
Yeah, so we will be having the signage out in the next few weeks or few days rather to get folks familiarized with what's happening and also adjust their commuting patterns as well. So we definitely will have that out shortly.
I have a question, Rodan, but it's a different one than the station.
Yep.
How many train stations have the workers in booths that can change? I know they don't have money. I know they don't have any money anymore.
Right.
But-
Money's long gone from the booths,
Yeah,
right?
the money I know is long gone. But if you want to, you get a new Metro card, you have an old Metro card, so you have to go to the station in order to put the money to the new card. And what station has that? Is it only 72nd Street?
No, we have several. So now they're called customer service centers. We have several in Manhattan. We have
Okay.
125th Street, at the 456.
One where?
The
125th.
I know 125 and where else?
Times Square, Penn Station.
I don't want to go all the way down there. That's why I'm asking you.
But listen, but we also have the mobile sales van that comes several times a month to the neighborhood, twice a week.
They don't, but that's the problem because I've written several times of getting a mobile bus up here and I haven't got it. I've heard a lot of excuses why. Because we were asking to see if we could get a mobile bus. It used to be one at 155th Street in Amsterdam. That's been long, and whenever it was there, it was never there. So we were trying to get one to come 145th from like 11 to 1, and I never got any more reply.
Well, let me look into that for you. I can do that for
Well,
you.
thank you, I would appreciate
I
it.
also,
That's not a problem.
I also have something.
Go ahead.
There's no bus shelters for the 11 bus southbound. And northbound, there's none either, but northbound, since the 11 bus is only going to Riverbank, it's not really that necessary. But southbound, a lot of people do take that 11 bus.
It's only on 135th.
Yeah, but 139 is, and it's not even like a
it's not.
stable pavement there.
No, it's not.
Yeah,
But
so
they don't have it at 145 either in Riverside because it's just open park.
Right.
Yeah, but it's just a shelter.
yeah, so when it comes to like street furniture, like bus shelters and all that, that's
It's something different.
that's DOT. Yeah, we don't maintain or install
Yeah,
those.
no, I just told Alberta that it's
Mhm.
comes under.
Kyle?
No, it comes under street furniture, which is part of DOT's type of thing.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, thanks a lot, Alberta.
Also, Alberto, I had a question about the 145th Street station. What is there something going on with the escalator? Cause it's quite often, inoperable, so just flagging. I feel like there's always something going on with the,
You talking about St. Nicholas Road?
St. Nicholas, the ABCD line, yeah.
No, that's good to flag. So what I can do is I can ask the GSM, the general station manager, group station manager, what's the issue with if there's a work coming soon or anything that's going on, because sometimes we don't know what the backstory is, and there might be a replacement coming soon. But let me look into that for you.
Thank you.
Because we do have a escalator contract out. I have to see which stations are included, but I'll let you know.
Appreciate it. And could you let me know, I know 145th Street is a waste of time for me to change my card, so I'll go to 72nd Street.
Yeah,
And
so
Albert-
yes.
Oh, sorry. I was just gonna ask you, do you mind sharing your contact information again? It was
Yeah,
really fast. Sorry about that.
Okay,
I
but I could be able to.
Yeah, oh, you got it. Oh, y'all got it. Oh, the board has it.
Yeah,
so.
we have it.
Oh, well,
But
it's different, folks. You don't, yeah. And feel free to reach out, you know, and I'll try to help as best I can.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate you coming.
Thanks, Alberto.
No problem. Thank you, and we'll be in touch. I appreciate it.
All right, no problem. You can email me with that information, okay?
Yeah, I'll send it your way.
All right, thanks.
You got it.
Lyle. Lyle, are you there?
I'm here. Hold on for 1 second.
Okay,
right.
Lyle. Thanks, Lyle.
All right. Evening, Carolyn, evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Good evening, Lyle.
Lyle Blanco from DOT. I have 2 updates for you tonight. The first, I just want to bring this up real quick. As you may have heard, DOT recently released the proposed rules establishing requirements for the permanent open restaurants program. It will now be referred to as Dining Out NYC. We do have a public hearing that's coming up this month. It's going to be a virtual one. It's going to be on Monday, November 20th at 10 a.m. There's information and the new rules and guidelines, which are available online. I'll put the link in the chat. It's nyc.gov/dining out. I sent this information over to youth a little while ago. There's also a palm card, digital and physical, that I sent over with the information. But if the board needs physical copies of the palm card, just let me know, and I can see if we can send some over for you. And the second update I have is in regards to the viaduct on Riverside Drive between 153rd and 161st Streets. So I sent an update, and I'm sure you saw it earlier, Solomon as well. I sent an update to the board earlier today, just with a quick update as far as what I've heard from my colleagues. I've spoken with them, and as of now, the tentative date for completion of this project is now at November of next year, 2024.
That's a completion?
As of now, yeah, the tentative completion date is November of 2024. That can change, but as of now, that's the information I have as far as, you know, what we're aiming for. As you know, due to the pandemic and other unforeseen circumstances, once we got into the actual nuts and bolts, literally, of the viaduct, the dates had to be pushed back, as you've seen. My colleagues at DOT and our Bridges Division are currently in the process of creating detailed documentation regarding the viaduct that will be sent to both CBs 9 and 12 sometime in the near future. I reached out to Victor. I think you saw Carolyn and Solomon that.
Yes, I did. Yeah,
yeah.
I didn't see it. I'll check it when I go home, but
yeah,
I'll let him know as well, right?
Yeah, I just wanted to say, reach out to Victor, just to essentially schedule a meeting with him, just to kind of give him a quick update. So if you wanted to be a part of that meeting as well, you know, I can try to set something up in the next week or so, so we can just kind of talk about the viaduct in more detail. I know that, you know, there have been some questions as far as, you know, what's going on over there, and, you know, it's a lot more complex than, you know, even our contractors thought when we went in there. So, you know, we can have a conversation about it. So I'll be in touch to set up something, you know, with the board as far as conversation, you know, sometime in the next week.
Well, the completion date, I think, in 24. I know because it's been a long process. First, it was going to end in 22, then it was going to end in 24. Anyway, so 24, 50 should be happy, but it doesn't bother me. But okay.
Yeah. So
but I'll let it go. You know, I know it's a long project. I mean, the people up at 155 were complaining about the parking because they had to move the car various times, and it's been a problem, and you had to break in. So then I had NYPD check, you know, on the Riverside Drive, we'd have been breaking in the cars. So NYPD has been going out there but it appears to be like a crew that's doing this on Riverside Drive. And it's dark over there, so this is why they can't see it. It's a problem, you know. But,
Yeah.
yeah, okay. When is the public hearing again?
For dining out NYC, the public hearing is on Monday, November 20th at 10 a.m. And
Zoom? Is it virtual Zoom?
Yeah, virtual.
virtual, yes, the virtual. I can put the link in the chat, just so that if you want to see the new rules and guidelines, the permanent ones, you
Alright.
can check on the website.
All right, could you send it to me?
Sure, no
Lyle.
problem. I'll do that too.
Okay,
And the office.
in the office. Send
No
it to
problem.
me.
No problem. Will do, will
Okay.
do.
Okay, Victor shared with me the notice that I asked you to send him regarding the MTA request.
Yes.
Let me
So
share
for
with you.
136th Street, I think if I recall, we talked about it briefly last month.
Right.
So quickly, just as far as the MTA's request, ideally they wanted a one-way conversion on West 133rd between 12th and Broadway, pretty much adjacent to their depot across the street from Kip Charter School. I sent a detailed response over to the board also earlier today, pretty much explaining pretty much DOT's position on it and why we think it's a very bad idea.
Well, allow. He
Yes.
said he got it. He called me to let me know that he got it. And just sharing. Thank you again for sharing. But let me right now explain it to the committee. So
Sure.
April and MTA that requested a one-way to turn the street here, one way.
On 133rd,
Right there.
Yeah, just right next to the board, right next to where we're waiting.
What has happened is that they have asked this request a couple of years back and DOT turned it down. They're now asking it again, which is turned it down. Reason being is that the depot is there, there's a school there. They have 3 schools in one building and the school buses create a lot of problems, okay? Plus the parents, they come to pick up their children, but the double parked cars creates a problem. So the 33 had requested also for the turn. However, being that it's problematic, the MTA is now turning them down again. Because like I say, it's not their first request. This has been going on for a while.
Yeah.
So Victor's saying he doesn't agree with it, but really doesn't matter because they have already assessed the area and it doesn't look like it will be helpful to the school or the people that drive. So in other words, we'll not be turning to a one-way street. Okay, so go ahead now.
So Lyle, do you know if, when the assessment was it done during the high traffic hours when, school drop off and pick up?
Oh yeah, we made a point to go out there during those times in order to observe it at its worst, just to see what it would look like with rush hour traffic. As you know, the entrance to the parkway is just past 12th Avenue. Basically Carolyn pretty much summarized it perfectly, more or less. Parents and school buses double and triple park on that stretch, pretty much during the hour before school begins, the hour after school ends. We've seen it's caused, a lot of issues as far as, cars trying to maneuver around. But a lot of the issues that we saw, the majority of the issues pretty much are things that are essentially enforceable, as far as double and triple park cars. A lot of it also is, the teachers park along the curb, in locations that are essentially designated for curbside access for school buses. So the buses then have to go and drop off kids or pick them up essentially in the through lane, which also causes cars to back up. It's also dangerous for kids because, the no standing loading zone in front of the school is primarily for, student pickup and drop off. So, a lot of it is essentially things that, can be controlled, if the precinct and the teachers are able, to work together. And for the stretches where there is highly trafficked, spots like say the first hour before and the hour after, for the 22 hours that that doesn't happen, there's not that much traffic that goes on there. So as far as speeds and everything else, doesn't warrant additionally, or actually I should say an extra lane, which would essentially be going westbound towards the highway. One of the other negatives of that also is that if we do open up another lane or just essentially one way for both lanes going west, that also encourages speeding because in the 22 other hours, 5 days a week, that there isn't that much traffic. Cars just have that much more space to speed down, 133rd, and that now causes a hazard for pedestrians to cross, as well as any potential accidents that can occur by the intersection on 12th. So, there were more negatives to this, and trust me, we did really, really, sit down and consider this. And one of the things that we did mention, we did see, I think I mentioned in the email. I don't know who did it, but when we were there at the time, we did have DOT signage that was posted adjacent to the school on the north side, for authorized teacher parking. There's named space for teachers. Just west of that is where the school loading zone areas designated. And when we were there, we noticed that signage had been ripped down, which theoretically put the precinct in an awkward spot as far as not being able to issue tickets. So we had to also order signage in order to reinstall the ones that were ripped off. I have no idea who did that, but the signs have been reinstalled. They were there. They've been there for a while. I don't think, as far as I know, I was there a couple of days ago. The signage is still there. But a lot of this is enforceable and just self-regulation, really. And trust me, we look backwards and forwards. I went there, multiple times. It wasn't just, a one-off. We've had meetings, with the precinct, with this, the principal and the teachers at the charter school and MCA all together. And, we've had, several meetings, virtual and on site. And, that's the assessment that we pretty much made. And like I said, we tried, but from a safety standpoint, it's just not feasible, unfortunately.
Okay, so I know there's a school crossing guard there. So I'm gonna request from the precinct, can we get a traffic agent? Which will probably can slow down the traffic or will help with the traffic. That might help a lot too.
Yeah, and the precinct is aware because we gave them the
Right, I know.
notification about a year ago when last time we checked it out. So they should
Well,
know.
I'm gonna speak to Officer Stumer.
You're on mute, I think.
You on mute still, Officer
Well, we
Stumer?
can't hear you.
It looks like Victor is on, Carolyn, and he
Yeah, I
has
see
his
that.
hand up.
Did you have a stand up?
Victor.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
hold on.
Or send
Oh,
this-
meantime, hold on.
Oh, wait, officer should, yeah.
Yeah, Officer Stumer, so you're on mute. Meantime, while he's getting it together, Lyle, Victor had a question for you.
Good evening, all.
Lyle?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Hi, Victor.
Yes.
Hey, Lyle, I read your piece this evening. Thank you so much for the in-depth explanation you gave me. But I have to disagree. I often stand on that corner when I'm at the community board, and I see parents with strollers. I see seniors trying to cross, and it's difficult even for me trying to get across that street. Also, the rat containerization program has taken away 5 to 6 parking spaces on that block. So now it's even more difficult for teachers to park, and we do have people who live there. The other day, I saw triple parking by the buses, which allows cars to go against oncoming traffic. They were driving in the left-hand lane, traffic coming up the hill. I just see a very dangerous situation that could end in something very drastic. And that's why I've been pushing this of late, because since the office is there now, I get to see, I'm there at least once a week, I get to see that traffic. It backs up for a full block. And transit came to us and said, can something be done? So they were okay with making it one way. Not that many people come up that hill as opposed to going down. And it's not, I heard you say 22 hours. It's a lot more than 20. It's not 22 hours. You have cars in the morning, you have cars in the evening, and rush hour goes, as you know, from 3 to 7, basically, these days. It's not, just 5 o'clock rush hour. I'm just afraid between people crossing the street and people driving against traffic that something's going to happen. I know in your piece, you said something about speeding Well, could you put speeding bumps, speed bumps to control the speeding if you think people are gonna speed down the hill? I'd rather see that than someone
Right.
get hurt.
We can take a look
I
at that.
just-
Yeah,
I just think that, like I said, MTA came to us and suggested it, so they're on board, they see what's going on, and when I looked at it several times, seeing people driving against traffic to get around, I just felt afraid something was gonna happen, not to mention people crossing the street, so I would really hope you could take another look. I've asked Carolyn to speak with the 30th precinct. Maybe they could put a traffic agent there. I know we have a crossing guard, but she's for the crossing of the kids. We need someone to control the traffic so they're not blocking Broadway and tying up the crosswalk where you can't get across the street safely. So that was my piece. But thanks again for your piece. I just happen to disagree with the whole outlook of DOT on this, on a safety standpoint.
No problem. Yeah, we can definitely take a look at the speed bump request for that block. And it's this is a problem at every school. Every day that school's in session in the mornings and afternoons. Trust me, every school has the same issue. Every block that has a school. As far as double parking, triple parking, just the congestion that occurs, in the mornings and afternoons. So, yeah, every situation is unique, but it's not unique, just for this location. Trust me, I do this almost every day, especially, as the school year starts to kick off. Like, this is the time of the year where we get a lot of those requests. So, we try our best, and we do look at, the locations, individually, because, every area is different.
Right.
In this instance, it's just, it's a very unique location for a school because it's behind a depot, next to a highway, in between,
Right.
next to a one-way, so there are some challenges that, we saw. And, like I said, we, tried, kind of, to, switch things around, kind of, find different scenarios. But, at least from a safety standpoint, that's, more or less the final analysis. But I can definitely take a look, at putting in a request for a speed bump on that block for you. That's no problem.
All right,
Is Officer
maybe.
Stewart able to talk now?
Excuse me,
Can you talk now, Officer Stewart? or no?
well, no, I wanted to ask him, Officer Stewart, did you hear, Lyle's conversation?
I
Still can't hear you.
You're still on mute.
You wanna try to dial in?
Yeah.
Can you dial in, Officer
Or he
Stewart?
probably, yeah, he probably need to log off, log back on.
Probably.
It
You ever had
happens to
that
me
much
all the
fun?
time. I have to do my computer plus my phone.
Yeah.
Really?
Mhm.
I only do, I just don't have audio on.
That's it, exactly, so I have to do the computer to see the video and then the
And then-
phone
Well,
to talk.
what I
That's
did.
what I'm doing right now, actually. That's you and me. It's basically you and me.
Stuma, can you hear us?
He's still
Oh,
on
He's,
mute.
I think he's trying to call in.
You're still on, no, can't hear
He's on
you.
mute.
It's actually
He's
on
on
mute
mute.
now.
Yeah, you're on.
Now you're
Or
on
his
mute.
mic wasn't working.
Now you're on mute.
No,
Okay,
no.
stop.
You have to call in.
Can you call in?
Yeah, if you toggle around the audio, the mic, you'll see the ability to talk.
Let him call in.
I should give him the phone number.
Is Officer Tendanis there?
No. Number. Oh, these are weird numbers. 646. Mm-hmm,
I have his number.
okay. Just trying to give him the call-in number.
Mhm.
I think isn't it on the engine?
Yeah, but I
Here's
don't
his
know.
number.
Right, this is
Message him.
Oh, you calling him?
Oh, there he is. He's on his phone now. Officer.
You're back?
Okay.
Alright, I should be able to.
Any better, Officer Stumer? You're on.
How about now? You got me now?
There you are.
Yeah, we can hear you
But now
now.
we can't see you.
No, but
Okay.
That's okay.
You don't have to see you. No, you know
Good
you're there.
evening, everybody. For all who don't know who I am, my name is P.O. Stumer. I'm the crime prevention officer here at the 30th precinct. To kind of talk about that corridor along 133rd Street,
Right.
we actually had tried at the end of school year last year. we had brought in extra cops, and we actually tested on our end, trying to make it one way, where we stop traffic going from 12th Avenue to and honestly,
Uh-oh,
as
lost
good as
Okay.
we hoped it would work.
Then we can't.
We were seeing actually. Hello,
Yeah,
hello.
yeah,
Yeah, we're here.
we're here.
I love New York City buildings and all its quirks. So as I say, we had tried it last year where we ourselves blocked off traffic, hoping that just to see how it would work. And what we actually saw was what was happening, where cars were now triple and quadruple parking, where they felt the park double park even more. So and it actually kind of got into a jam too, where parents who were first parked and second parked were now getting blocked in by people who were triple and quadruple parked. And I myself had brought in about 6 officers to guide people through, and it was not as easy as we were kind of hoping it would be. Obviously at the end of the day, enforcement is the last thing we want to do here. The last thing we want to do right now is start handing out tickets to parents just waiting to pick up their kids. That is really counterproductive for the message that we want to send here in the 30th precinct. It is something though that traffic agent would definitely help move people along. We have made the request before. It hasn't been approved. We can definitely remake the request again, because obviously nothing is improving at this corridor.
Officer Summer, can we get a traffic agent?
Yeah, Ms. Thompson, we have requested it in the past, and for whatever reason, I don't remember why it was denied. But we can definitely request it again. I know we had made similar requests for traffic agents along 145th Street in St. Nicholas, because they also are having similar issues with these very busy corridors that receive all these pedestrians going through it and all these school dismissals that occur. But we can definitely make those requests again. That's we're 100% in favor of that.
All right, I appreciate it. Hold on, Officer Summer, tenant of 695, JL?
Tenant
Yeah,
association.
it's Jair. How are you guys?
Hi, JL.
Jair,
You have
the evil
You have a
twin.
question?
Yeah, I do. Just wanted to have an update too on our situation in 145th, because I know you guys are talking about other situations that are going on with it sounds the same thing, but since we're in 145th in St. Nicholas, can you guys tell us what's being done? Because I know you guys were supposed to be working on it. I want to know from Lyle, has there been an assessment done for our corridor here? And if not, when is it going to be done? Because we have the same situation. We've had a couple of accidents the last week and a half. We have video. And it's just not sustainable. So I want to know what are the updates, and then I want P.O. Stumer to explain to me why he thinks it's not a good idea to give tickets out, because I think that ticketing is important for enforcement.
Joel, I don't think an assessment was put in for 145 or St. Nicholas. At least we didn't get it to have it done.
Okay,
I
so
don't
how
know
do we
if
get
Lyle
that?
has it, but we can ask Lyle to do the assessment at, on St. Nicholas Avenue and 145. Okay?
Yes,
In fact,
Yeah,
so, Lyle, did you hear me?
Yeah, I heard you. Yeah, yeah.
Would you do an assessment for me on 145th at St. Nicholas, please?
Sure. Yeah. I'll be in touch with you, Carolyn. And you can talk more about it. No problem.
Okay.
Yeah, and let us know the dates for when that's going to be done.
Okay.
And then P.O. Stumer, can you tell us why you think it's not a good idea to do the enforcement in terms of ticketing? Because I think that's the deterrent that we need, especially in our area.
Well, in the end of the day, it has to be within reason, and looking at a child parent picking up from school, as long as it's not double, triple parking across, it's not something that we really want to do. If we have to, I'm 100% we're gonna go out there and write tickets, tow cars if need be. But when it comes to parents trying to pick up, at the end of the day, there's really not better locations for them, which kind of stems to a bigger issue that I'm not saying it's okay for them to double triple park. That's far from what I'm saying. But at the end of the day, that's not really what we want to go at. Is start hammering tickets over there, because at the end of the day, where are these parents going to go and pick up? We kind of have to think of it in slightly a bigger picture.
Well, I was in a situation in another school that happened, and the community moved And they made us move the parents because I was picking up too. And they designed another way for us to be able to go in and pick up our kids. So there is triple parking, there is double parking, and it's not only from the parents, it's also from the police station, from the police cars and vans, from the yellow buses, from the city college, from the M3, and everything else. So I do think that we need a deterrent, and I disagree, and we're going to push for the ticketing as much as we can. And please keep in mind that the idling also affects our health. There's a lot of cars parked, and it's not only the school next door. Remember, there's 3 schools in this block, right? So we have cars on both sides, double park, triple park. And the tenants that live here along this stretch, we are inhaling, right, all those pollutants coming out of the car. So what about our health? Because it's not like they're just picking up and going. They're actually sitting there for more than 10, 15, 20 minutes, some of them. And then remember, there's a parking lot there that some of us pay a lot of money for, that we can barely get in and out.
So let me backtrack a little. What I've been speaking about is 133rd Street. Your corridor along 145th Street is a totally different scenario.
Yes.
Because you have a lot more commercial. You know, it's 100% different. You know, when I'm referring to not ticketing along 133rd Street, because everybody along that street are just pickups. You know, the corridor of 145th Street from 141 to 145 along St. Nick, you know, that's totally different. We're talking about police station, you know, commercial, apartment buildings. There's so much different going on there. You know, that totally different situation where, you know, I do agree with you that enforcement, because
and we have the ambulance and the fire trucks cannot get through. That's a problem. We have we have video of ambulances stuck there. They can't get through.
It is unfortunate, but like I said, where you are, like Officer Stewart said, it is a different situation because it's why in St. Nicholas, one of the problems is, like Officer Stewart said as well, they have narrowed the streets, okay?
Yes.
There used to be 4 lanes, 2 lanes down and 2 lanes up. They have narrowed the street, which creates more of a problem. Okay, so that means you got double, triple parking and whatever, you know, on the left side as well as the right side, and that creates more of a problem, because you got the fish parking on the side over there, where they double park, they're running to get their fish, and the car is idling. Then on the left side, which is southbound, you got the school buses, the school teachers parking. It is a different problem over there, and it needs to be addressed, but I just don't know how to solve it, like Officer Stewart
Well,
just
let's
said.
start with the assessment, Caroline. Like you said, let's do the assessment and see what DOT can design, because they're, I mean, somebody signed off on this craziness, so
the only
they have to
way
go
that
back.
they can really change that is put them lanes back, and that might create some of the problem. Now, I don't know if that's gonna happen, because you know, people are about moving, taking out lanes, because it slows down the traffic, which is not true. By taking out a lane, all you're doing is creating more traffic. That's all you're doing. So put me back the lane, I'll let them take the assessment, but I would write on it and say, how about giving us back them lanes, okay? And maybe that would help.
That could be, that could start. That could be a start there.
Great if they put them back, but they love taking out lanes, so I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway, Stu, are you back?
I'm still here.
Okay, I have 2 people here from the Billiards Club. They received our letter of denial. And I guess they want to know why, so I need you to help us here. We did get a letter, right? And the reason why the letter got it, not because there's been so many problems. Even though it's people, I'm gonna let Officer Stewart be on that part. So they're not gonna change it, not gonna change. Officer Stewart, you got the floor.
Sorry, Ms. Thompson, you got cut off. What was that?
Yeah, no, I have, I didn't get your name.
Emilia Figueroa.
Ms. Figueroa is here from the Billups. They are the new applicants who received our letter of denial for a new application in that spot. We sent them the denial letter, okay? I wanted to know if you want to address it as well.
Can you hear?
Can you hear me?
You're cutting, Ms. Thompson, you're coming in and out. I'm sorry.
All right, so let me repeat.
I'm trying to find a location with better Wi-Fi.
Okay. All right.
I
I was explaining to Ms. Figueroa that the board denied their application for a new application because of the problems that was in that location, okay, Billups.
She's talking about
They are
billiards and
new
ball.
applicants, even though they are new, because of the situation, which you explained to us, is why they got the denial letter. Now, would you like to address that?
Hold on, Ms. Thompson.
I think he has a bad, network connection.
Yes.
I think he has a bad network connection, so he can't hear us.
So you really
well.
doesn't hear us. Usually he has no problem.
And what, location was this?
100
Broadway at 139.
139.
It's next to Picante.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Fine.
So we had, I know that, are you new owners of the space?
Yeah.
You're new owners of the space. So the old owners of the space, there were a lot of complaints made with that establishment. Noise complaints,
Drugs.
they said that there was, well, we can't verify that, right? But
Yes.
the
they
noise
know.
complaints were
Well,
made.
they know, okay, from what my understanding through the police, there's been several instances, the cops living in more cases than one. Okay, then 2 months ago, FBI was in there, they made several arrests,
Mhm.
okay? The board is only told so much because it's a police thing, okay? When this application came in, because we get the application, I go over them, I have to send it to them. They get the application first. He checked the application, it's the same people, just changing the name. It's why the application was denied. Once they deny it, and they send it to us, we don't have a choice but to deny it. Now, it goes to SLA, if SLA say it's not a problem, SLA will approve it. We deny it to us because of the police department. And now with the letter, because after SLA checks it, they find it's the same thing, they're going to deny it. But now they have SLA has the application now, so it's up to them.
I think Mr. Stumer is
It's up to
back.
state.
You're back?
State liquor
No,
authority.
He's on mute.
Okay, yeah, so we're just waiting.
So the state liquor authority, when did they receive the application?
I'm sure
No.
that you guys sent it to them already, right?
Yeah. You don't send it?
But they have to send it to the
I
Yeah.
don't know the exact date, but I just received this email stating that it was denied here. Everything,
Yeah, so they
everything
got
there
the
was
letter.
changed with soundproof and everything. I wasn't aware of the incident of FBI or anything being at that location at all.
Well, what I'm saying is, I'm only knowing what the police are telling us, okay? When he went over, he checked the records and found out it was the same people, he's changing things. I didn't, the police department, he notified us, he denied the application.
Yeah,
We only can, if the police department deny it, we have to deny it.
yeah, we just go off whatever
We'll-
they,
we'll go with
whatever
it.
they,
According to them, we know it's been problems here before, as Solomon just said, a lot of problems. We've had so many tenants come to these meetings and complain about the noise there. One woman came in, the little old lady, remember, and complained about the noise 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. I mean, we've had about 20 tenants come in and complain about it. Meantime, the police department was doing their own investigation and whoever else was involved in it. And when they came to us and told us, they already denied the application. In fact, then we denied it, because we don't have a choice.
I happened to walk in there last week because there were some of the construction workers that work in my building. Because we're going through a major capital improvement and they brought me inside and, the place, I saw a lot of hardworking men in there and it's soundproof, the noise does not penetrate outside, so, I'm not sure about the police issues. So I would like to get a little bit more information on that.
Yeah.
Well, like I said, that
Yeah.
Once
Yeah.
more.
it was supposed to be soundproof
I would like
before.
that as well, where would I,
Yeah,
because
you know.
I'm new and I put my whole investment in there and I lost my husband, so I thought moving in,
Well, like I'm
putting
saying,
my earnings
No,
there.
no. no, I
Yeah,
understand what you're saying, but I'm saying, we know for a fact that the
Right.
police has been in here.
Right.
We already know that. It's no doubt about it. We already know that. Not once, not twice, not 3, not 4, many times. 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, the police have been here. So that's not a hearsay, that is a
But
fact.
now it's new management.
But-
ownership.
But the new applicants, unfortunately, they don't know that.
Right,
But unfortunately, according to them, the new applicants are the same people, not from us,
right.
the police.
Officer Schumer, are you back on?
No, he's not back on.
How's my mic working now? Better?
Yeah.
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 Awesome. I had to play with the settings a little.
Okay. So what I'm saying, Officer Stone, because Ms. Figueroa is here, okay, they got the denial letter after you're advising us that it's the same people, at the same location.
Yes.
Ms. Figueroa is saying she knows nothing about that, so I need you to explain, we denied it on your account. So
Yeah, no, because this location, we had a very extensive history there. We had a very long-term vice investigation, which resulted in actually the old owners being arrested and charged with numerous felonies and summonses. Between that and, a confer with SLA stating that it was the same ownership, that's what the reason for the denial. If this is not the case, then it's definitely a conversation that we need to have with SLA to determine, the scope of who the new ownership is and how we can go about, making sure that if it needs to be corrected, to be corrected.
And how do they go about doing that?
that's SLA,
Like, how do they connect with you and the SLA?
they connect with us.
Yeah, the SLA will reach out to me and then we can go from there. They should have a contact person who usually, when something's denied on the SLA standpoint, they'll have like someone who reaches out for them.
Well, can they talk to SLA before it gets denied? Because y'all are saying it's not the same
Yeah,
people.
SLA, no, they have to talk to them first.
The person?
Yeah, SLA doesn't just talk to
Right,
applicants.
they have to wait till the
They
decision.
have-
Caroline, I think you have some of the tenants writing on the chat from that building.
I'm sorry,
There's people in
what
the
you say,
chat.
Edwin? but
These are
Edwin was-
the tenants from the building 57. I think it's 571 West 139.
Right,
So they're writing on the chat.
They're trying to say that they're still hearing music and it's still loud and it's like, it's causing like lower quality of life. So I would say what should happen is DEP should assess the noise. If it goes over a certain
sound,
so
you
if,
can't hear nothing from outside.
so I would say, I don't know how,
I mean,
I don't know if you guys could talk.
Caroline, can I
or-
say something?
yes, go ahead, Edwin.
Hi, this is Edwin Torres. I'm from the co-chair for the Health and Environmental Committee. And we look at noise as a pollutant that affects health. And we have a very close relationship with DEP.
Okay.
And we have had tenants come in and complain to
I'm
us.
getting on the bus.
Ms. Figueroa, there is a difference between
Okay,
having
well,
noise
Getting on
going to
bus,
the
I'll let you
street
know. Okay.
and then traveling to people's home that live right above the establishment. So when DEP comes in, they will take a reading from outside, but they will also take a reading from inside the apartment. We have to be cognizant that right above these establishments, you have people who live there. And noise, it has been used to torture people. People don't have the option to leave their homes when they come from work. And I think that this is what we see with these tenants, that not only today, but we have had at the community board a slew of people complaining about this for months, coming to this committee, coming to my committee, coming to the general committee. We have had so many people that they will fill up the entire room in regards to the noise issue.
That's true.
So, this is not only, Carolyn and the PO. We have had so many folks coming to different committees complaining about this. I don't know if you know this, but one of the person who lives there had a stroke from all the stress that he was experiencing because he couldn't sleep.
Yeah, he had a stroke, he did.
Oh, God.
His wife came there crying.
And that is terrible. I think that nobody wants that in their community. We understand that this is a new ownership, but also these folks, they have complained for months and months about this issue.
It's true. Thanks, Edwin, which like I said, I was trying to, Edwin, you still on?
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
I thank you, you're right, but I'm trying to explain, I realized to Ms. Figueroa that they are new, but until SLA can straighten it out, that they're not the same, only SLA can tell them. They already got the denial letter. If SLA agrees with the denial letter, they will do it. SLA will come and check.
Yeah.
Once they go over that paperwork again, if it is what it is, it will stand. It will be denied. They will not approve that application. They will.
That is correct.
Due to the fact of the complaints alone, they will not approve the application. Okay, so it's a matter of waiting to see now because it's out of our hands now. It's up to
SLA,
PO and SLA.
and
Yeah.
SLA.
And
also,
there's a difference between measuring the street noise
Right.
versus measuring in the apartment, right? When you are in the street, you have many
Yeah, because DEP will come out,
Right.
like they have done, and they will
Yes.
go in there, they will measure that noise.
Right,
And they'll go to the apartment and
Apartments,
measure them.
right.
If that,
And these folks,
if the municipal is higher than what it's supposed to be,
Mhm.
it's done.
Yeah,
So it's done.
there were complaints about shaking,
Shake
the
the building, shake it, yeah.
reverberation from the music affecting the apartments above.
And then
So,
when the man had.
so
the
not
stroke,
just the sound, but the actual
Exactly.
shaking of the bass.
and they
Um,
wrote that DEP has given them 4 violations for these issues. So if DEP has come out and actually documented the events.
They did, yeah, DEP documented that it was lying, so it's not on us anymore, it's
Right.
got away from what SLA, he'll reach out, he'll contact him,
And the
he'll
PO.
contact me, and then I'll have Mr. Figueroa and them come back. But she'll get another letter saying that, no, they have denied the application, or we're looking into it, I can give you 30 days, and we'll come back out, or they'll approve it. If she gets the letter, you'll know that it's denied, or they're gonna take a look. I'm sorry, this is happy, but until they clear that up.
I completely understand, but like I said, everything was like renovated, sound. Hopefully they do go out and they do see
I hope so,
that it's not
I feel really hope
what
so.
it was.
And like I said, maybe you
Yeah.
need to change the name. Yeah, maybe you need to change the name, because that might be a problem too, because if you're gonna use billets, that's a problem. Because in other words, the problem with billets is following you, change the name of it to something else, and maybe that will help, you know. Officer Stillman,
Yes, yes.
all right, if this is, as she said, a new tenant, not using the name of billets, okay? And let's say she wanted to change it to Mary Poppins, we'll
Or
say.
sports, or
And
sports.
another name, and once they check, and it's not the same people, it's still gotta go back to SLA.
Yes.
Yes, okay. It's still gotta go back. But according to police department,
Just a little background. So like, it's very common. I'm not saying this is a situation, I'm just giving an example that, someone will get denied and then they'll use a brother, they'll use a wife. So that's when SLA kind of takes over and does their investigation, that it's really not an NYPD investigation. We do it more of like, we look at the call history over there, we refer to any incidents, but what, if this is the case where totally separate ownership, new family, SLA will come in and they'll make that determination.
right?
So I think the next step, what it sounds like, is you will get a formal letter from the state liquor authority.
Right.
And you would have to appeal that letter.
Okay.
You would have to appeal saying that you're a new owner. You have no connection to the past owners. And they would have to come and do an investigation.
Okay.
And then we get it, and then we can contact you.
Because the recommendation from the community board doesn't necessarily.
Officer Stillman,
Say that.
Yes.
you can send me the stats.
For that, either approval or denial.
Yes.
Got you. Okay, you can send them to me?
Yeah.
Can't hear you.
Ms. Thompson, we gave them to you last week.
Oh, that's right. Okay, I got them. Yeah, I forgot.
It's all good.
Carolyn, if I can say something, Carolyn, too.
go ahead.
They look at the also the 311 log. And I think that this location had close to 500 the last time that I checked.
According to the
So
311 law.
the 311 log, yeah.
Officer Stillman,
Yes.
311 log said they had over 500
Complaints.
Yeah,
complaints.
as we were talking, I was trying to find our year-to-date for the location. I don't have my year-to-date numbers in front of me. I do have our 28-day number, which shouldn't reflect the location because they haven't been open. And even then, with that, I still have 26 in just the 28-day associated with that address.
So Jane, you said they are open, right?
Yeah, but they're
They're
not.
not, but they're
open
not
for
serving
business.
alcohol.
Okay.
And
They don't have a license.
They don't have a license. They're not
They can
serving.
only, people can only go and play pool.
So what
Yeah.
he's saying is that in this last 28-day period, there have already been 26 complaints.
But there's.
Yeah, I'm trying to find the year-to-date numbers right now.
There's two locations, there's Picante, and they share the same building.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, but the complaints, we got constant complaints because nothing near to a building switch.
right,
Most of the problem was building, because
Because
they separated.
Billiards,
they did,
Picante closes at 1,
yeah, 1, 2,
like
3.
they literally put the chairs up at 1. Billiards would be open past that time, so it couldn't have been, like, they would call at like 3, 4 in the morning, and Picante's, like, games were already down, and it was already done. So it was just,
Yeah.
They were open till 4 o'clock. They were closed, but people were still coming in at 4. So that's a police report that we got, okay? So, the mounting of the problem just kept going up.
Right,
going up,
yes,
going up,
yes.
going up. So in the meantime, SLA gets that report, we get the other report. So like I said, when they deny it, we have to deny it.
Right,
Because we did it one time, we approved something when they denied it, and trust me, it didn't go well. It didn't go well. So it came back to us and then we had to deny it as well. Because we only know what it is because I get the liquor license. Okay, it's not gonna tell you on the license that this is what it is. It only tells you who the person is, their number, what their DB is, which is.
right, and then the
Right,
address.
and the address. After that, I go through all that application. In the meantime, I send it to them again. They send it back to me, denied.
Right,
Okay.
So now we just have to wait. So
Yeah.
that's how they do their work, and hopefully, with a little luck, it
yeah.
might work.
If you let them know that you soundproofed everything, they'll come inspect
It
it.
was soundproof before.
Yeah.
Edward,
Said it was soundproof.
Edward,
I hope it's
Yes,
really
yes, Carolyn.
wasn't it soundproof before that they said? Not that her. but the-
I don't know when the soundproofing took place.
I don't-
We,
right.
at the Health and Environmental Committee, we
Right.
we have no access to that data. We can only see the 311 complaints, and when we
Right.
speak to DEP, again, we look at it from the lens of health. And the folks from that building have come to our committee in regards to this.
Yeah, I know they
So-
came here too.
yeah,
Yeah, and they
It's
came to
federal
you
law.
also because of the license. So,
Exactly.
whoever is there, they need to understand that you are operating in a building. You are not operating alone, and noise travel. That's why you have to soundproof places to make sure that noise doesn't travel. They have acoustic engineer for this type of stuff. Because people are living right above you. And that's where I got the 500 number from the 311 log.
Right.
And it's not that easy to, if they got in 28 days, 26 complaints, we can do the math as to what it looked like in a month.
Yeah.
You remember with 12th Avenue?
Oh.
12th Avenue.
I sure do.
12th Avenue was because it's open, okay?
Yeah.
We had 3 different bars, okay?
We had like 5.
Right, 3 different, and it was a complaint every night. We had the 2-6, we had the 3-0, we had other cops come from other places. Finally, all of them were shut down. So now ain't none of them down there. Because they do it down there because of that, it's like, it's not a location.
A residential area.
Residential,
It's
but
not
then the way it's traveled.
Residential, it's quiet, they think they can get away with the noise. Then you had the clubs and you had to put their, what do you call it, markers on your hand. If you call something,
Stamps.
it just was on that.
And Carolyn,
They
city,
had outdoor spaces.
Huh?
They have the outdoor spaces and the noise travel from down there, from 12th Avenue.
150 people over 100, oh my God.
and
There's so
city
much
council is gonna get stricter with noise. There's a couple of bills running through city council, and they
Yeah,
come
I
into the
know.
floor because of
Yeah, I
the
know.
amount of complaint that the city's getting citywide
Yeah.
about these issues.
I read
So
some of
it's-
them, when
Yeah.
they're making a lot of crackdown on noise, they really
Yeah.
are. But that's not our hands.
just
So
to,
Carol,
So still,
I do think we need to move on.
Yeah.
Yes,
Can Officer Stumer give his 28-day report?
yes,
I
please.
got it, so I gotta send it to you.
Oh, okay, you
Yeah,
got
I
it,
got
okay.
the numbers up.
You
Gotta
wanted
give it
to
me
say
last
something?
week.
Oh, yeah,
Oh,
Officer Schumer, you wanna say something?
Officer Stuma.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the breakdown for the location right now. Year to date. What's up, Ms. Thompson?
The stats that I got, could you send them to Solomon? I know I
Yeah,
have them,
of
but.
course.
No, as long as
Happy
you
to.
have them, that's fine.
Okay, I
I'm
got
fine
it.
with that.
Okay.
It's okay, as long as she has them, we're good.
Go ahead,
Okay.
Officer.
No, I just want to quickly just talk about the breakdown of the location. I'm looking right now at the address for 3428 Broadway. Year to date, I have 750 311 complaints associated with that location. with about 700 of them being loud music and partying, and another 70 complaints year to date for outside street noise of music and partying at the location. Now, I do have to emphasize though that this is not specific to billiards. This is just the address in general, 3428. And also just another breakdown a little more of that 700, about 400 of it is from the time frame of midnight to 8 a.m. So the majority of it is occurring at midnight past on.
Thank you.
Thanks, Officer Stoneman.
My pleasure.
All right, are there any,
I don't think, we had, Officer Cardenas and Officer Cheatham, or Detective Cheatham on.
Detective Cheatham is not there, neither is Officer Cardenas.
Okay.
Yeah.
But on the agenda, there were, 4 applications for, I think it was 2 renewals or 1 renewal.
It was on the email.
2 renewals and 2
renewals.
renewals.
And two new,
Well, thank you.
You're
Yeah,
welcome.
good
And
luck,
if
man.
we get any information, I'll contact.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. Thank you for coming.
Like that, yeah.
Yeah.
Hope you
All right.
thank you.
Yeah, you can buzz out there, or the open, how do you? Oh, yeah.
So, on the, agenda,
So it
We
looks
have-
like there's Cocina Consuelo,
yeah,
130 Hamilton Place.
Very exciting.
yeah, they were approved by the 3-0.
So they were,
It's in that old space that, it's where Hogshead used to be, Hogshead Tavern, and then after that, it was like a jazz place. That also closed, so I'm very excited that something's opening up.
No.
Yes,
So
that
this
would be
is,
storefront.
Cocina Consuelo.
yeah, Cocina Consuelo.
That was approved by the 30th precinct.
Okay.
And then,
And then we have Symposium Greek
Symposium
Restaurant.
yeah, that was approved well for by the 2-6 by Officer Containers. Then you had Panda, which is right down there.
Panda.
Yeah,
Okay.
Officer Schumer,
That
can
was
you
approved.
speak to that area, 130 Hamilton Place, is there, I don't know, I'm just curious why, like, there's sometimes like places closed over there, is there, like, how's the activity over there, is it?
I'm sorry, where in Hamilton Place?
130 Hamilton.
You know that, area
It's
by the
called
plaza,
Cocina.
like the brother and sister soul plaza, and,
It's over
Oh,
there.
143.
Yeah,
Yes.
basically, yeah.
So that plaza historically, we've had issues with gang violence, with narcotic
Okay.
sales associated with it. I would say over the last maybe 3 years, it is trending in a very good direction. We have seen a dramatic decrease. Unfortunately, we did take a shooting there on Friday of last week. But let me backtrack by saying that the trend in that location has been better, because we would honestly, maybe 3-4 years pre-pandemic, we were taking incidents there once every other week, whether it be a shooting, violence in that location. So we are seeing a really nice trends, and it's looking like it's going in the right direction over there.
Yeah, because, I think, Captain Shapiro, along with, I guess you and Espinal, he approved it. For a renewal, for a
alright,
new
yeah,
application.
yeah.
Cause Amsterdam
They
altogether is
approved it.
getting a better vibe.
Yeah,
So,
I agree.
You don't have a problem with that, Officer?
No, we have no objections at this time.
Yeah, I didn't think so, because she approved it, okay. A symposium, but that's not you, that's the 2-6.
yeah,
Yeah,
Okay.
Panda
And,
Restaurant.
on 12th Avenue, that's yours.
We have no objections.
Yeah, that's it.
And then also
In Ozone,
at 616 Amsterdam.
they all have been approved by both precincts. They all. That's both, containers from the 2-6 approved her too, they're too, they approved. And I don't have any new applications, and when I do, I will send them over to you, okay? Got it, all right. Those that are on Zoom, are there any other questions for Officer Stumer? Mr. Blackwood? None being heard? Do I hear the magic word?
So.
I make a motion to adjourn.
Thank you. Thanks,
Thanks,
Officer
thanks,
Stewart. I'll
everybody.
reach out
Thank you,
to
officer, for the report.
Have a good night, everybody. Thank you.
Bye.
Good night.
Like that. I'll send you that.
Okay, no, that's fine, no problem.
I gotta find.
Good night.